This session is going to be about how to resize the file of a photograph in your computer. Many cameras take photos which result in files of over a megabyte each. And many email programs will not send attachments of more than a few megs. So if you have more than one or two or three photographs you want to send, you better make sure that they don't total more than 1 or 2 megs. So, how do you resize your photographs? Well, there are several ways, and I'm going to cover 2 of them. One is the program Paint, which comes as an accessory in most Windows Windows operating systems. And one is the program Picasa, which you can download free. The program Paint is in the accessories section of most Windows operating systems. So if you go to Start and then All Programs and then click the folder Accessories, it will open, and one of the programs in Accessories is Paint. So here we are in Paint, and I'm going to pick a photograph that is in my computer to open. It's one of my great-granddaughter, and it is a photo which you can see when the pop-up on this comes up that it's a little over 1 megabyte. And if I open that by double-clicking on it, you can see that the photograph really is much bigger than it needs to be for sending as an email. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make a copy of this for us to work on. And to do that, I'm going to click Save As, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG picture, which it already is. And I'm going to put it in a new folder in the folder where this particular picture already exists by selecting the Alexandra folder, that's the name of my great-granddaughter, and clicking New Folder. And I'm going to label that new folder Test. So if I double-click on that, the new folder will be up there, and this is the same name, but it will be in the Test folder. Wait a minute. No, it won't. Not until I go down here and select Test. And you see Test up here, and now when I click Save, the one that I'm going to operate on is in the new folder. So we will make sure we have that. I'll click New. That gets rid of the one that's there, and now I will go and open the photograph that is in the Test folder here. Once again, already it's a little smaller. That's interesting. It's 809 kilobytes, but that is still bigger than I would like it for sending by email. So we open that folder, or that photograph, and it's almost as big. And now we go to resize it. To resize, you come up still in the home view, and you click Resize, or double-click Resize, whatever works for you, depending on how your computer is set. And you see that you can resize by percentage or resize by pixels. This shows you how many horizontal pixels there are and how many vertical pixels there are. And this shows you that right now we're at 100% for whatever this picture is. I'm going to do the resizing by percentage, and notice that this box is checked. That's very important. It says maintain the aspect ratio. So if I change this horizontal from 100% to 50%, the vertical will also go to 50%. So now, when I click OK, aha! The picture is now lots smaller, maybe even about the right size for sending. So let's save this one once again as a JPEG picture. And this time I'm going to save this in the same place in test, but I'm going to save it as the same number with an A after it. And if I now go to Windows Explorer, here, and look at those pictures in my family folder, in my Alexandra folder, and in my test folder, I can see that this second one with the A after it is only 234 kilobytes. That might be a little larger than you need to for sending by email, but it's a good looking picture, and it demonstrates what I wanted to for Paint. Now let's move on to Picasa. I have Picasa on my computer, but if you do not, you can get it by Googling the word Picasa, P-I-C-A-S-A. When you do that, you will see the picasa.google.com site, and when you click on it, you will see a place where you can download Picasa. And when you get Picasa on your computer, you go to Start, and All Programs, you find Picasa. The current version is Picasa 3, and you open it. Now, there is another tutorial on my list which tells you how to navigate around in Picasa, which is a subject unto itself. So you might want to do that if you're going to use Picasa to resize photos. But I'm just going to go forward with without going through that again. So if I come here to my photos and under them to Family, you will find Alexandra under Family. And within the Alexandra folder, you will find the Test folder, and there we have those two photographs that we saw before when we were doing this in Paint. If I click on this one and come over here, it shows that the file size is 810 kilobytes. If I click on this one and come over here, it shows that the file size is 234 kilobytes. So let's go back to the original photo, which was here. And when I click on that, it shows the original photo sized 1 megabyte. The original photo is now down here in my tray, and the way to resize it is to click Export and resize it to a different number of pixels. Let's resize it to 320 pixels. And when I click Export, it will be sent to My Pictures, Picasa, Exports, Alexandra. So now we need to look for Picasa, Exports, and under Exports, Alexandra. There it is. There is the one that we just exported, and the file size is 40 kilobytes. That's the way you do it in Picasa. That's the way you do it in Paint and Picasa. There are other ways. I have Adobe Photoshop Elements, and there's an easy way to resize in that one. But these two are available to anyone, and we should all learn how to do it in one program so that we don't overload our own and other people's email systems with huge pictures that they don't need.